My name is Joe Murphy, Business Development Manager with DeepBrain AI. This is the AI interview webinar. Thank you for joining us today. This webinar will be recorded. We're looking at about 30 minutes of content, followed by 15 minutes of question and answer at the end. There is a QA window where you can put your questions in the audience. And then at the end of the session, we'll go through as many questions as we can. The questions that we don't get to, we'll follow up in email. And let me introduce you to Michael Jung, my partner at DeepBrain.
Hello, my name is Michael. My role is I'm managing the whole global business development and currently also doing some investment relations work as well. And thank you for joining today's webinar.
All right, let me load up the presentation. Thanks for joining. But before we get started, let's wake up our brains. Let's have a little bit of fun. So at DeepBrain AI, we make AI avatars, virtual humans, digital humans. They go by many different names. But what we want to show is side by side a real human and a virtual human. And the challenge to the audience is, can you guess which one is AI and which one is real? So I'll play this video.
Let's play a game. Let's see if you can guess who's the AI avatar and who's the real person. Ready? Let's go. I'm gonna send this out and we're gonna see which rats come to nibble at the cheese. I'm gonna send this out and we're gonna see which rats come to nibble at the cheese. There's a hidden camera in the conference room. There's a hidden camera in the conference room. Leave a comment down below with your guess.
All right, now I'm going to try something new and launch a poll. And the poll should pop up on your screens. And the question is, which one is the real human? A on the left or B on the right? And I'll let the poll run for about 30 seconds. We're getting lots of votes. Wow. Okay, looks like the votes are slowing down. Which one is the real human? All right, I'm going to end the poll and share the results with the audience. So the audience was pretty much split, 45% to 55%. 45% thought A was real and 55% thought B was real. I can share with you that A was the AI, so B was the real one. But I think this goes a great way to show how realistic our avatars are and how they really bring that human experience to the forefront. Having a split audience is basically a coin toss of a guess, and that's the best we could hope for. And now let's get into it. First, a little bit about DeepBrain AI. So we are leading the generative AI video industry with our core video and audio AI avatar technologies. DeepBrain was founded in 2016, and the building in this picture is actually our headquarters in Seoul, Korea. We have raised $54 million through Series A and Series B, that's cumulative, and we have just over 100 employees globally. Our location in Korea is most of our employees, about 80 to 90 of our employees, including our deep learning team and our research scientists. Our US office, where myself and Michael Jung and our CEO reside, is in Palo Alto, California. And then our China office is in Shanghai. So at the highest level, what we do is we create AI humans or virtual humans. They can be based on real people. And then in this example, we start with a real person on the left. The real person brings their facial expressions, their voice, their mannerisms, how they move their hands, what makes them unique. We go through a video process and collect that information, and then we create an avatar based on that video that we collected. When we talk about the video collection process, it all starts in a green screen environment with a video shoot. It takes about a half a day. It's a pretty simple process. We provide a script for the talent to read. It contains about 500 sentences, and they read it off a teleprompter. We ask them to act as natural as possible, and this is the training data that we use to build our model. It takes about 3 weeks to build a model, So a half-day video shoot with 3 weeks of deep learning, and then the model is ready to go. We're currently shooting and creating videos in our studio in Korea. We have a studio in California that we work with, but really we can work with any professional video studio. So if companies have their own studio or a studio they have a relationship with, we can instruct them on how to do this shoot and collect the training data to build our models. So once a model is built, it ends up in our AI Studios platform. And this is a browser-based platform that you can log into, access your models, type a script, create the video. It's very simple, drag and drop interface, script to video. But there's also a lot of new features that we've implemented, including ChatGPT integration. So if you want to create videos with our AI humans or our AI models, you have to provide the script. But if you need help with the script, we have ChatGPT integrated, so you can actually just type a prompt and it'll create a script for you. It can even create the full video for you, not only generating the script, but the different scenes, transitions between the scenes, headlines in the scenes. So it can be fully automated. It's really up to the user how much they want to do and how much they want ChatGPT to do. We also support over 80 different languages. So any avatar can speak any language. And we have over 100 avatars available now, but custom avatars can be unique and exclusive to companies that create them. So you can use our stock avatars or have a custom, unique, exclusive avatar that only your company has access to. The AI Studio solution contains many of the popular video editing features, such as adding background video, adding a soundtrack, closed captions. It is a powerful video editing tool, but it also supports chroma key or green screen export, so you can deliver videos into other video editing tools, such as do a green screen export and then bring that into Adobe Premiere or some other tool that you're familiar with. So it's a very flexible, powerful tool, but at the end of the day, it's text input with video output. And here's an example of one of our AI avatars that was made in AI Studios. I just made this last night.
Hello, my name is Paige, and I am one of the newest virtual humans at DeepBrain AI. This video was created by simply typing a script. Before we move on, I want to say thanks for attending our webinar. Okay, let's get started with the introduction of AI interview.
So what you'll see there is how natural she's moving her head, moving her hands, her voice sounds natural. That's, again, all part of our deep learning process. And because we make these AI avatars look so real, it's opened up a whole realm of possibilities and in the ways that companies can use them.
Hello.
And one of the things with the avatars is not only creating video, but having conversations with them. So this is our AI human service. And this is kind of the foundation of AI interview. It starts with AI human. AI human is an avatar that is tied to a chatbot engine. It can ask questions. It can answer questions. It has a conversational interface. You can actually talk to it or type to it. So this AI human solution enables us to interact with people. So now avatars are having conversations with people. They're learning from people. It's a two-way communication street using AI human. So just to recap, AI Studios is for creating videos. AI human is using video as a tool for interacting with humans. So let's talk about some real-world examples, how our products are being used out in the world. And right after this, we're going to jump into AI Interview, which is our newest launch. So starting on the left here, we see the retail assistant. And this was a project that we worked on with 7-Eleven. They were doing an unmanned concept store. And I'll play a little demo here.
1+1 행사 상품 안내해드릴게요.
DeepBrain AI's AI human was implemented in an unmanned convenience store. The customers can have
So an unmanned store has no employees to answer questions. That's where the virtual human comes in, is answering questions, providing assistance. And then the next category we looked at was media. And this is an AI news anchor. We're working with over a dozen news stations in China and Korea. And I think over the summer, you'll see some launches in North America of our AI news anchors as well. I like to point out the AI news anchor because this really speaks to how realistic that our avatars are. DeepBrain AI news avatars are being used in full HD television, broadcast TV, and we're the only company in the world that can make that claim.
AI 앵커가 전하는 오늘의 주요 뉴스입니다. 정기국회 마지막 날인 오늘 여당은 공수처법과 경제3법 등 쟁점 법안.
So that was Kim Joo-ha. She's kind of considered the franchise face of the nvenient network, and that was her AI anchor. And I do want to point out also that they're very transparent. They're letting people know this is the AI anchor. This isn't replacing the real Kim Joo-ha. This is creating content all day throughout the day while she's busy working on stories and preparing for the evening news. So the real Kim Joo-ha comes in and delivers the news program at night. The AI Kim Joo-ha is providing timely updates throughout the day. Another fun one is a brand ambassador, and this one was brought to us by AIA, a life insurance company. They have a brand ambassador relationship with Sun Heung-min, who is a very famous Premier League player, but because he's busy playing games and training, they can't get him into the studio to create content. So we created a digital twin of Sun, and the marketing team at AIA introduced it as AI Sunny. Here's an example.
한국에 두고 가려고 해요. 바로 소개해드릴게요. AI 써니. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 오늘부터 한국에서 여러분의 건강 생활을 책임질 AI 써니입니다.
So again, this is about creating more content and reaching out to the audience with video. Two more examples, and then we're going to jump into AI interview. Banking has taken off. We're working with all the top banks in Korea right now. Here's an AI kiosk.
안녕하세요. 신한은행 서소문 지점입니다. 무엇을 도와드릴까요?
적금 가입하려고 왔어요.
So you can see the video and the AI human is creating this engaging experience, and that's why the banks are all working with us in Korea, and you'll see more banking solutions coming out across the world very soon, using AI avatars to have engaging experiences with the customers. And then finally, hospitality was one of the newest sectors for us. This is Novotel Hotel, where they've integrated an AI concierge into the kiosk, and it can serve customers answering questions. Our latest data shows that this AI concierge is handling about 55 questions per day for guests in the hotel. So you can imagine how that frees up the time for the staff to focus on the activities that require more of a human touch, and the AI kiosk can answer the questions that are kind of the repetitive, easy to answer questions. What time does the pool open? When is checkout? What restaurants are nearby? Here's a quick example.
안녕하세요. AI 컨시어지입니다. 궁금하신 점을 질문해주세요. 층별 주요 시설은 다음과.
All right, so that provides a quick overview of who DeepBrain is, what we are, how people are using our technologies. I think what I like to point out there is there's many different varied use cases for virtual humans and AI humans. People are approaching us all the time thinking of new ideas and new ways to use them. One of the newest solutions that we're offering, and we just announced yesterday, was the AI interview. So now we'll provide an example of the AI interview solution and how AI humans can help with the hiring process. So we like to start with a problem. And according to Forbes, the average job has 118 people applying for it. And 20% of those people are invited for interviews. Interviews typically last for 45 to 90 minutes if it's a good interview. So we're looking at many hours spent, and this is an important task. So it's good that many hours are being spent, but is there a way to make this more efficient? And how can we use AI humans to help the real humans get this job done more efficiently. As a startup company in growth mode, we are hiring like crazy. We get hundreds and hundreds of resumes. And one of the problems we run into is reviewing all the resumes or screening all the candidates and getting a real feel for who they are and could they be a fit. So in order to do that, we looked at the candidate screening process. And it typically starts with somebody has to review the resume. Could be a person, it could be a software package, but the review has to happen. And then we want to prepare questions based on that person's experience and have a custom interview so we can get the most value and the most information from that person. Next, we have to go through scheduling the interview, and everybody knows what a headache this could be, lining up calendars, moving meetings, and a lot of times the people who are interviewing, they have full-time jobs. It's not easy for them to get away, and everybody on the hiring side has a very busy schedule. So scheduling can just add days and days of unneeded time. Then we host the interview, and that takes two people's time. And then we summarize the results, and then finally we can move on to next steps. So when we look at this full process, we're going to apply AI and see how we can do it faster. First thing is preparing the questions. So AI interview uses ChatGPT to prepare the questions, and it's based on the individual experience. So we can prepare the questions ahead of time by feeding in a resume and having a custom tailored resume-based interview, and it just takes less than a minute to prepare these questions. If you don't want to have a custom interview, you can also have templates where you're sharing questions based on a template for a specific position. For example, if you are hiring for a sales position, you may have a sales template and all the questions will be in there ready to go. So preparing questions with AI takes just seconds. Next, scheduling problems. Scheduling problems go away because we're now providing a link to an AI interview with a custom question list if we decided, and the person can take that interview anytime they like. And then the reviewer can review those results anytime they like. So we're not working within the confines of having the interview at a very specific day and time. Because we're using this AI human to host the interview, the scheduling is no longer an issue. And then finally, hosting the interview. The interview, and we'll demonstrate this, is hosted by an AI human. So it provides a natural conversational interface where the AI human is asking the questions and then the candidate is providing the answers. And then finally, summarizing the results. We'll summarize the results. We'll use AI to summarize the results and provide a quick, convenient interface for accessing those results. So if we look at this new process, reviewing the resume and deciding on next steps are still there, and they're still part of the human process, especially next steps. So with our AI interview solution, we're not passing judgments on the candidates. We're providing information based on what we've collected in the interview process, and then there's a human in the loop deciding what the next steps are. So we talk about the full interview experience hosted by an AI human. Starting with the AI generated questions, you're greeted by a friendly AI human host. You can see this format of the interview is a pretty typical Zoom or Google Meets or Microsoft Teams format. It's a video call that everybody's used to, but the AI human is on the left and the candidate is on the right. We mentioned flexible scheduling, AI summary generation, convenient review, and easily shared. So these are some of the high-level features, but let's take a look inside and see how this works. So we're going to screen a candidate, and I didn't want to put a real resume up here, so I used Darth Vader. Darth Vader actually has a resume. He's going to be our candidate that we're going to interview and screen for this. So the first step is to upload the resume. So you log into the AI interview portal, you click to upload, and then you can see the questions are generated based on the resume scan that was done. And these questions, just so you can see, it really is based on the resume. The first question is, can you tell about your experience as a Sith Lord? So these are really tailored to the information that's coming in. We do have generic templates as well, but if you want to drill down on a candidate and find out about their exact experiences, this is where it happens. And then once the interview is uploaded, you hit send and the candidate receives an email to start the interview. So they can start the interview after office hours or whenever is convenient for them. You can put timelines in when you need results by, but this really is efficient and flexible for the candidate that they can start the interview when it's convenient for them. And then we conduct the interview. So here's a quick video of, we couldn't get Darth Vader, so this is me conducting the interview. I'm the candidate in this example.
Hello, Darth Vader. Welcome to the AI interview. Your application has impressed our team, and we would like to learn more about you. Please take your time to fully answer each question. Good luck, and let's start. What inspired you to become a Sith Lord and join the Galactic Empire?
When I transitioned to the dark side of the Force, I was inspired to join the Empire.
Can you tell us about your experience leading the 501st Legion into the Jedi Temple?
Yes, I was the leader of the troops going into the Jedi Temple, and we accomplished all of our goals very quickly.
How do you approach crushing the Rebel Alliance?
I use my lightsaber and my skills with the Force to help me detect and crush the Rebel Alliance.
Can you explain your role in retrieving the missing schematics for the Death Star?
Yes, I was interrogating. So what I like to point out here, of course, this is just a fictitious character, but the questions were very specific to the information on the resume. The format feels like a real interview. So there are solutions out there that do video interviews, but they don't give the full experience of being asked a question and having to provide an answer in real time. So that's what you're getting here with the AI human driving the interview and hosting the interview. You don't have time to practice, read from a script, rehearse, re-record. This is the real interview experience. When you go into an interview, you're asked a question, you need an answer. How you respond to pressure, getting your real candid interactions, that's all captured here. And on the next slide, we'll see what the back end looks like. So this is the dashboard where you can review the results, and the video is provided. So you can go in and watch the video. You can conveniently click on the question and it'll go to that time spot where that answer comes in. We also provide a resume summary. You can change things like video playback speed. So you're getting a real feel for who this candidate is. You have the personalized questions. You're seeing them respond in real time to the questions that they're being asked. No chance to rehearse, no chance to practice, not reading from a script. So the real interview experience, summarized, captured on a convenient, easy to use dashboard that the hiring manager can review at their leisure. So whenever works for them, because scheduling is a two-way street. The candidate's time, the host's time, but now this information is here. You can review it, you can share it, you can ask for comments on it. It's all ready to go. So that was fun. We did that with Darth Vader. Let's use a real candidate. And this is one of my colleagues, Felix, that ran through the process. And I'll play this video here. I'll talk over parts of it and I'll be quiet in parts of it too. So let's take a look. Okay, the first thing we're doing here is uploading a job description. And the next thing is uploading a resume. So you can see the questions were generated that quickly based on the resume. But maybe for this one, I don't want to use a resume-based interview. I want to use a template I have for business development because this is a business development job. So next step, the interview has been saved, and now we're going to email the interview. So the candidate gets the email interview invitation. Oh, there's a little glitch in the video here. Hang on a second. It's doing the email part again. Okay, there it goes. So now we have the inbox, and then we click, we start, we agree to the terms. So this is the candidate being interviewed.
Hello, Felix. Welcome to the AI interview. Your application has impressed our team, and we would like to learn more about you. Please take your time to fully answer each question. Good luck, and let's start. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Felix Kim, a seasoned business development professional with 10 years of experience. I have a proven track record in driving strategy growth, building partnerships, and expanding market presence. As a leader, I excel in developing and executing effective business strategies and closing high-value deals. My expertise lies in leveraging market insights to drive revenue growth and deliver exceptional customer value. I'm eager to contribute to your organization's business development initiatives and help ensure continued success.
So now we're looking at the back end where the interview has been analyzed, and you can go through.
Hello, my name is Felix Kim, a seasoned business development professional with 10 years of experience.
Speed of playback.
I have a proven track record in driving strategy growth. When it comes to identifying and pursuing business opportunities,
if we scan down, because we uploaded a job description, we can also do a match of this candidate to the description that we've uploaded. So this is a really updated, fresh-looking user interface, easy to use, easy to review, easy to share, and it helps people make more informed decisions, makes them feel like they've actually experienced this candidate as if he was in the room with them. And with that, the presentation is concluded, but I do want to talk about next steps. Anyone who attended this webinar, if you'd like to try one free interview, you can contact me, and we have your email addresses for attendees, so I'll reach out as well. You can try for one free interview, where if you send me your resume, or if you want to opt in to just a generic template interview, you can reach out to me, and we'll let you experience AI interview. But also coming out of this webinar, we're looking for 10 to 20 companies that we could work with on a 1-month proof of concept. So this is something that attendees for this webinar were very interested in partnering early on, finding out what works, what doesn't work, what would you like to see. So if you work for a hiring company or a large corporation, you can reach out after this. We're looking for 10 to 20 companies to really build this together and create a custom solution, more of a proof of concept that'll help us take it to the next level. And with that, I will open it up for Q&A and stop my share. All right, Michael, how are we doing on questions?
The question is quite okay, and I have some interesting questions. I think, Joe, you can might ask.
All right, let's see what we got.
So the one question that I want Joey to answer is, how do you confirm the person during the interview is the actual person?
Yes, so that's a great question. How do we confirm the person is the actual person? So this is going to the candidate that we sent the email in and did the application. We'll have the video. That confirmation would have to happen at the next step. So if it's the live interview is the next step. This is a candidate screening process. So the vision is that after they pass screening, they're going to go into a live interview. And at that point, they'll be confirmed as the real person, not only because we have video, but you could drive with ID as well.
And I think also the interview research, mostly people can evaluate because eventually going to see the recorded video. Is it just the companies or can be university apply?
Yeah, so this AI interview process, that's a great question actually, because it can be used in any information gathering model. So if you want to apply for a university, if you're running clinical trials, if you want to create political polls and collect information, that's really what you're doing is you're engaging with a person. AI interview, as we presented it today, is tailored to hiring process, but it could be absolutely adapted to other processes such as university admissions or anything else where you want to find out information about a candidate or a person.
Just a little bit adding that information. Yes, this one is, it can looks like for the job candidate interview, but actually most of the drugs, pharmaceutical company also contacted us. They want to customize this to having the trial experience survey interview as well. Another questions we have, with some of the client you feature early in the presentations, what has been plus and minus feedback you have received from the clients who have engaged with AI?
So plus feedback is, I'll start there with the good news. Content at scale. They can create as much content as they want and also enhancing engagement. So you could see on several of our solutions, they were in a kiosk format. Kiosks are not new technology, but sometimes people are hesitant to use them because they're not friendly to use. When there's an AI human there, you're having a conversation. Everybody knows how to talk. Everybody knows how to interact. So you get that enhanced engagement. On the negative side of things, I would say that what I hear the most, and I'll just talk about this briefly, is our avatars are kind of set in a persona. So they're not changing emotion. They're not getting happy. They're not getting sad. This can be viewed as positive or negative, but that's one of the feature requests that I get the most is we want the avatars to change emotion. But actually, I don't think anybody has that technology yet. It will come in the future. But right now they are shot and they act in a persona, such as the interviewer will be very friendly, but not overly friendly, very kind of information collecting. And one thing I like to point out is while you're talking, you can notice that the AI interviewer looks like he's listening. He's blinking his eyes, he's nodding his head. He has that, we call it idle mode, has that natural state of engaging with the user.
Adding that one little bit comment is there are some service provider who doing the video interviewing, but they don't have avatar. So avatar giving more focus, like feeling like you're talking with someone. And I also have received that kind of feedback as well. And the global company who have their brand ambassador, they want to have their brand ambassador to be a interviewer, and it's giving more fun experience to having interview as well. And the other question is, how much time has the candidate to talk about his or her experience?
Yeah, so there is no time limit. The candidate can talk and they have control of when they're done talking because they hit the next button. So when they're done talking, they are controlling it to move on to the next question.
Thank you. And anything, some questions you want to answer, Joe?
Sure, let me take a look here. There's some long ones in here.
Actually, a little bit, I want to share the story why we developed this service. As just Joe mentions, like currently we expanding our business globally, and sometimes when we posting an open job, we also receive more than hundreds of applications. And actually, it was a little bit frustrating and burden to do all that process to hiring people in here in the state. Actually, we feel benefit experience, and I believe that this can be also impact to our global clients. And that is also one of the secret, the story, that why we develop these solutions as well. Right, Joe?
Yes, absolutely. And I see an interesting question here. Does the candidate get time to formulate and submit final take answers? And the answer is no, because we're trying to simulate the real interview experience. So when you're sitting in front of a hiring manager, you don't have time to say, let me formulate my answer and do a retake. This is real on the fly. Here's the question. What is your answer? So that is one of the differentiators from several other video services that are out there. We could add that feature if someone requested it, but I feel like it removes the real interview experience.
Now let's answer these questions. Will interviews be available in other language beyond English?
Ooh, great question. 100% yes. Just like I mentioned, our avatars can speak over 80 languages. our interview process can be supported in just about any language you could think of. And I was actually testing that feature the other day, and I was amazed at how well it works.
And I think we have to answer this question too. Is it possible to provide follow-up questions that the AI can ask based on the candidate answer?
So that is possible, not at this stage of the product, but as the product evolves, we can have the avatar generating new questions based on the previous answers. I would say that would be coming up in a future release. Another feature that could come up in a future release is having the candidate asking questions about the company. So these are types of features that are not available yet, but are on the roadmap.
And the other one thing is this one is not gonna this is not for the final interview service that our global client or from us that we want to make the final decisions to do when we're doing this interview. We want to make more efficient process to hiring people. So for this service is just for the first interview that we want to evaluate that person's skills, ability, capability, or his thought, and so on. So we don't have this functions yet, but like Joe mentions, we have a plan for roadmap.
Yeah. I see a question here. Is Soul Machines a competitor to you? I don't really think so because our avatars look so realistic. And I mentioned this earlier. We're the only company in the world that has virtual humans used in full HD television because they look and sound so real. Soul Machines avatars tend to be look almost like a puppet talking versus a real person talking. And that detracts from the natural human experience. It's called the uncanny valley. So when you're building avatars, they can look very cartoonish or they can look very realistic. If you're stuck in the middle of it, it looks a little bit realistic and a little bit cartoonish. That's the uncanny valley, and it actually detracts from the experience. People feel uneasy interacting with avatars like that.
We gonna show we're gonna release in our 3D character as well, but we will have more sophisticated lip syncing as well. It's gonna be coming really soon. What is there any interesting questions you want to answer, Joe?
Let me see here. I would just like to stress the point that this is a screening process meant to feed into an interview process. It's not meant to be the final interview. I guess in some companies they could use it that way, but the way we're using it here at DeepBrain is before we schedule formal face-to-face interviews, this is letting us experience the candidate to see if we want to bring them in for a face-to-face.
And even today, can't answer all of the questions. Joe's going to be follow up with the email. And there's one is, what is your contact info? I think we're going to send the email to all the attendees.
Yes, everybody who registered and attended will receive this recording as well as a follow-up email address for contacting us. I'm just going through questions here. All right, I think that's about it. You see any more, Michael?
Just want to answer this one. Curious how we can tell the difference between real people and avatars as they are rolled out into the mainstream society. Any tips would be appreciated. So for me, like I have been working this DeepBrain AI 3 years ago, almost 3 to 4 years ago. I was the evident that I've seen that I was started this company when we developed the AI video synthesis solutions. And it's really common to see AI avatar in Asia. And now I see that this wave is coming to the state and also the Euro market. There are some common factors why they want to adopt it. But yes, it's going to be seeing more normal into our life in many different use cases, like AI kiosks, for example. You can see later in bank branches, department store, market mart, or airport. And the video content, like TTS is really common, but now you can see that the creator also want to use more AI avatar for explanations of the service or product and so on like that. So yes, it's going to be more to our mainstream society and many different use cases. Like the AI interview is just one of the part how AI avatar can be applied. So I think that could be answered.
Okay, and with that, I think we'll wrap up this webinar. Questions seem to slow down. Again, everybody will receive a recording. We're looking forward to working with you. Anybody that wants to try it, you'll have my email information sent to you, and we could set up a custom interview for you or just use a template interview just so you can experience it. And then we are actively seeking 10 to 20 POC partner companies to work with to work and develop this service together. So with that,
I think who wanted to do to do the POC in the getting in the top, not the top, the 20, is going to be really have a really huge benefit, right, Joe?
absolutely, 100%. And we'll be at the cutting edge of AI. And I think we all see how AI is transforming every industry that it touches. So in the hiring process, AI is there to help. The companies that are out ahead with it are going to receive the most benefit. All right. Thank you, everybody. And we'll hope to hear from you soon.